Gentlemen. Good to see you all. Good.
Hey.
Good to see you
Greetings
all.
and salutations.
What is going on?
This is going to be one of the few times that, a group of 4 with 2 noobs and one of the bros acknowledged, 06 out the gate since, they just had
Founders Day.
Yeah, but you know what the noobs always say, J5 is coming. So don't get too comfortable because, it's about to be
You just had theirs too, though. Y'all just had yours, didn't you? Yeah. 1911 was a good year all the way around.
It was a great year. You know what I'm saying?
And I always say
about 06, but I know it was a great year. I know it was amazing.
Hey, the Q's like being in the back anyway. So
hey, man,
Yeah, how you doing, bro?
I'm great. How you fellas doing?
Man,
good.
Better not
to the good brother.
Hey, this looked like the caramel colored roll on top and the light skin roll on the bottom. Everybody doing all right, man?
All is well, man. All is well.
Yeah, y'all too. I can't hear you that good. Say something else for me.
Hello.
There you go. All right. Man, I dig that little, you always got the brick behind you. I be hating a little bit. The brick so sexy
I
behind
like
you.
And that's my feng shui right there.
Dig it. Hey man, I've been enjoying some of the things you've been dropping and sharing, man. So with that, let's get into introductions real quick, man. And y'all too, since I got you on lock right now, introduce yourself, man, to the people who haven't caught you on the cave before. You are not a first timer by any means. So introduce yourself, man. Tell the good people how you came to be on the show, and then we'll have Kobe do the same thing.
Okay, cool. Everybody, I'm in Yatu Marvel, straight out of Chicago, Illinois. I am a relationship consultant, dating consultant. I am the author of a newly published book called Why He Married Her and Played Me. 8 other brothers were kind enough to contribute a chapter to this book, and how I became a guest on this show for the second time is that brother Shawn was on another podcast with me with Cabril Briati. We connected, we agreed about a lot of things, and we understood the benefits of coming together and networking. I'm a fan of the show.
Absolutely, man. We're a fan of yours, and shout out to Cabril with her sweet self.
Absolutely.
And, hopefully she's watching. If not, maybe she'll catch it. I know. Yeah. And Kobe, man, tell the viewing audience, man, a little bit about yourself, what you do, how you came to be here.
Man, I am L. Kobe the Wiz, born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio, the Nasty Natty. Currently reside in Columbia, South Carolina. I was on the show before discussing my newest book, Learning Happens Through Conversations, the 5 Leadership Lessons for Masterful Living. Available now on Amazon. Go get your copy. Buy like 12 of them and give them out. Christmas is coming.
Right, absolutely. Christmas,
what I mean? Christmas is coming. Readers are leaders. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
So yeah, man. So that's how I came to be on here, man. And just happy to be here again. Everything L Kobe the Wiz. So Instagram, Facebook, everything. Drop me in Google. You'll see what I do.
Indeed, man. Glad to have you, man. Both you cats were really outstanding, man. Last time we did the show together, and I'm glad that you guys are on this week, man. Glenn Murray, introduce yourself with all the stuff in the back. I see you got your stuff.
Wait a minute, I gotta do something. Hold on, wait a minute.
Okay, what you gotta do? Here we go, Kobe. Here we go. Watch this be some foolish.
What are you about to do?
Hold on.
Take his shirt off. He gonna take his shirt off?
I think you might be.
Oh, hey.
Let's go.
I'm gonna let Mel tell you why I'm holding these books up, but Faith, Failure, Success released this week and hit top 10. Now, category on the Amazon bestseller list. So I am now a best-selling author. So some things have changed now on like look and image and everything. I consulted with my team, Shawn Mason. So you'll need to submit your questions to me.
Right.
To the Man Cave.
I'll reach out to you.
Yeah, people will look at them, review them, what I'm going to answer, and then we'll let you know. If I answer or not.
Hey,
change around
and if this proves anything, Mel has never done that. And so
Mel done it like 5 other times, so Mel could just kind of.
So, yeah, some people can handle a degree of success better than others.
Oh, are you saying I'm extra, Shawn? Are you saying that?
I am. That's yeah.
See, when Raj and Keisha wanted to get rid of you as the host, I was the one that stood up for you.
Hey man, they probably want to get rid of me every week. So
exactly, and every week I'm having to stand up for you.
Hey, Glenn, see if it's something covering your MacBook, bro, because you sound a little muffled. Like, is it something around your MacBook or something that might be impeding the microphone?
I think it's his ego in his mouth.
My mouth is not all over the
MacBook. A little big, taking up the room.
Right. You know, his lips are sitting on the desk because his head's so big you can't really talk. Mel Roberson.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Mel Roberson, now a 6-time Amazon best-selling author. Our book, Faith, Failure, Success, which Glenn so eloquently was holding a moment ago, did rank in the top 10 in business mentoring and coaching on Amazon. It's kind of cool to see your book sitting right under Darren Hardy's on the Amazon bestseller list. But yes, this is my 6th time as a bestseller. In addition to that, I am a serial entrepreneur. I own a couple of 4 different businesses. One of which I would like to extend a free invitation to anybody who wants to attend our, we're doing a free masterclass on Tuesday called 0 to 100K, Building Your Business to 6 Figures. And it's a free masterclass me and the other quad coaches are doing on Tuesday. But I'm also an actor, and now I can say I'm a recurring character on Chicago PD. My character, Detective Cullen, was called back for season 8. Episode 5, so I've been on there a few times as the same character now. So loving life, but out of everything that I've ever done in my entire life, nothing has been as important or rewarding as raising those 2 girls back there behind me. My babies are my reasons for existence. And tell us who you are, Mr. Mason.
Well, shout out to you guys, man, for your books and your success. I'm officially the black sheep of the group. I just drink whiskey and know things. That's
man. Lannister.
Everybody's got the Lannister of the group.
Exactly. You know, I do a little singing. I do a little blogging. I'm a professional photographer. Soon to have a book project out involving Jamie Gill, and then Glenn and I are in talks now about a photography coffee table book. That I'm working on. I'm real excited about that. We've had a meeting, and he and his team of people have kind of started getting me on the right track in terms of making that happen. So I'm really excited about that because it's something I've been playing with doing for the last 2 or 3 years or so. And it looks like now I may be, on the road to actually getting it done. So I'm excited about that. And I'm the host of The Cave. That's a real cool thing for me. I get to hang out with the cool cats like y'all, and we get to chop it up, man, and make some people mad, and give some other people some insight. It just depends on where you are on the emotional spectrum. I have not seen anybody check in today, so what I'd like to do is ask anybody who's watching if they would be so kind as to share the show to your page. If you are a friend of any of the 5 guys up here, or all of the 5 guys up here, I'm sure we have at least a few friends in common, all 5 of us. So I'm asking that you take some time and share the show so that we can continue to spread this good word and let people know that men of our hue are by no means the monolith we are often described as. We have a host of opinions and feelings, and I think that usually on this show we spread them pretty wildly so people understand that we are a very complex and layered addition to the species of human. You dig? So I dig that. So, and if you're watching, say hi, check in, let us know you're here with us, and we got some real interesting. I hope it doesn't seem like relationship Saturday, but all the stuff that came down my pipeline were really about the relationship dynamic. So maybe I better let Glenn or Mel introduce any topics that are pressing on their spirit, man. Oh, right. You know what, man? So the twerking chick in the restaurant, I couldn't even watch the video. The concept was so wild to me. And then it was the brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't really speak to it intelligently because I saw the title of the clip and I was like, I don't even want to watch this. So yeah, why don't
Glenn is our resident expert on twerking. So Glenn, would you please go ahead and
Glenn keeps his ear to the thought railroad.
Well, I mean, I wasn't mad with the. I just think delivery is everything. You know what I mean? I think tone and delivery is everything, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want it to be, but he didn't have to like try to boss up. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. I done spent a lot of money on this restaurant, and I don't need your money. Like, well, actually, you kind of do, because that's how businesses work. You know what I mean?
The one thing they did, this was like his third time going over to the table. So they showed some other video. I was watching, I think it was Roland Martin who played it. But I guess he went over the first time, just very polite. You can see the demeanor. You could kind of see how he was talking to him. And it was calm. It was like, if I could imagine it was appreciate you being here, but if you wouldn't dance on the window, on top of the chair, that would be pretty nice, please. Go back. I guess you did it again. He came back. It was like,
hey, your stripper tendencies are coming out.
I'm sure there's some clubs in Dallas. I don't know. I only went to the dance clubs in Dallas. I've never gone to, any joints of ill repute ever. But he brought him back second time. So then the third time is what everybody saw and what went viral was like, look
here, motherfucker.
I told you twice to get your stuff off the window, fogging it up, and get off the chair. I'm sorry, but you're in a sit-down restaurant. Now, somebody was arguing, they were playing trap music or something else. I don't care what they were playing.
Right.
There's no reason for you to stand on a chair and twerk in the window.
Yeah.
I mean, just I can't think of a reason why you would do it in the first place, but you're sitting at a restaurant having dinner and everybody else is having dinner and you decide that the twerking spirit has hit you so much so that you got to get on the chair and do it. So,
and if they were young, Glenn, the culture. If you go over there and say something, that means I got to keep doing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You ain't tell me what to do.
That youthful, ignorant culture.
You can't tell me nothing. Ain't nobody tell me nothing.
Yeah.
I have no defense for the young ladies who were twerking. I have no defense for the young ladies who were twerking. I don't know why y'all was doing that in the restaurant. I don't care what song came on.
I know, really.
But I do understand that that's young people culture. The song come on, they be like, hey, everybody whip out their phone, start recording people twerking, but that don't make it appropriate.
Hey man, that's everybody culture. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make it
Hold on.
Captain come.
I was just about to pull that out.
To that drop, you know what I'm saying?
Right. As soon as you hear that Captain D coming, everybody was on 10.
But I'm telling you,
right.
But as far as the owner is concerned, I don't know why he decided to make a spectacle. Like, deal with the customers who are causing the problem. Don't try to make some boss up, insult your customers, tell them you don't need them. You're the owner. You cursing. You saying you want it to be a nice establishment, but you contributing to the issue. Then you line it up with respecting Black women. You just went left. So
and bad news.
My understanding of business is that he should have had them private.
In regular life and in business. I'm starting to in regular life and in business, man, bad news travels much faster than good news.
Listen.
So if you're gonna get out there and try to clown your customers, that's gonna travel way quicker than if you gave somebody a $50 gift certificate because you saw them help somebody with a spilled drink. You know what I'm saying? It's just you have to manage that.
Didn't he try to help her twice though? I mean, didn't he confront it a couple of times?
Yeah, that's what I said. He went over twice.
But even
who was he talking to?
You still can't snap on the whole everybody. Like you can't. You know what I mean? Like you can't bounce up like that. Like
he was talking to the restaurant.
Yeah, you can't. like, look here, y'all, this my spot. You know what I'm saying? I done paid a lot of money so that, you can have a nice place. And this chick over here, you know what I'm saying? She and her good rap friends, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't.
I didn't see it. I've only read about it. So I can't say.
There's a way that you can go about handling this stuff. You know what I mean? And he could have just came to the table like, look, y'all, like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, hey, look, I know y'all having a good time. The DJ is fire. I know, because I brought him in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all having a good time.
DJ is hot. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To take your Magic City spirit and recoil it back into your chest. You know what I mean? Like, I just need you to hold that down a little bit. You know?
Yeah, this ain't Club Platinum. Well, no, she probably would have been Magic City, not Club Platinum.
But it's also like the way you do toddlers. When they fall and bump their head and start crying, like if you ignore them, they stop. You keep going over there, making an issue of it, and then they have to establish their independence of you and keep on doing it. So he should have spoken to. And again, I haven't seen the clip, so I'm openly speaking with a degree of ignorance about the whole thing. But I feel like he should have gone over there, man, made his presence known one good time, and
Shelly Bell had a good point. You can't console the twerker in the middle of a beat drop, because if she dropping it in the middle, like everything else above that is depth. Like there's a cone.
I know these are your friends. I mean, hey, contributing this philosophy.
He also could have had some jazz playing in his restaurant if he wanted to control the ambiance. He could have some soft jazz or some Anita Baker or something playing.
True. But she would have never done that at STK.
That part. Well, we don't know.
Never would have done it at another restaurant.
Yeah, we don't know. But she might have. You never know.
You turned on the music that they played at the clubs he named. You created that energy as well.
So Mel, you're a DJ. What do you play?
I am.
Somebody to like it's hot. What's on your playlist?
True
What's to make somebody drop it like it's hot?
Yeah, when you're DJing in the middle of a restaurant, what's your playlist sound like when you say, I just want somebody to twerk?
How far down is Captain D coming? That's what we just want to know.
A couple things before I get into that. In Yatu, we have a bit of a delay or something's going on with your sound. So sometimes when you're talking,
I don't think he got it. Yeah, your volume is so low that everybody's walking on you when you get ready to talk. So if there's anything you can do about your volume, do it, because people start talking only because they can't hear that you're talking already.
Yeah, if your phone is in a case, if you're on your phone, you might want to take it out of the case. I don't know if you're on a phone or a laptop. Yeah. Take the case off. That might be helpful.
I take the case off.
Yeah, it might. Yeah.
So, in answer to your question, good Omega Man, there are quite a few songs that can get the party going. Okay.
That's all I know. Just play
it. What?
Play Atomic Dog last. Just make sure that's the last.
Please.
I'm probably not gonna play that at all. Okay.
There you go. There he is.
You don't need the men sweating out their clothes, Kobe.
Let me go ahead and
right.
All right. So let me finish answering this question for you real quick. What I was saying was.
But yeah, definitely. Can we not have the step off at the party here? Let's just behave and go in our corners and answer the questions, please.
Definitely, Captain D Cumming is on there, man. You can't play that song without the whole place going up. Back That Ass Up by Juvenile.
He's on there,
right? That's definitely one of them. Blow the Whistle by Too Short. The Whisper song by the Yin Yang Twins. You know what I'm saying? Those are definitely mood at. Shake That Monkey is definitely another one of those.
Shake That Monkey.
Let me see. Yeah.
I've seen some amazing performances at clubs on Bring 'Em Out by T.I.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the biggest groups shout a collective B word on Blow the Whistle. That is the
Blow the Whistle, definitely.
That's my favorite word.
I've seen professional women get off on Blow the Whistle.
Oh yeah.
I was clutching my pearls. I couldn't believe some of the people I was seeing get out on the floor and Get down.
Yeah, it's a bit fascinating. It's a bit fascinating.
It is. It's amazing.
To the window.
That one. Shake that Laffy Taffy.
Oh
Another
God,
one.
not Laffy Taffy.
Yep. Yeah, it's quite a few, man. It's quite a few. Matter of fact, we were supposed to have a party last Saturday after the show, but Glenn didn't want to do it, so we ended up not having a party
true, man.
after the show. So.
You were being Mr. DJ Extra here, you know. You wanted to watch the fight. I wanted to watch the fight. That's what you
I didn't even watch the fight, bro. What's the next topic? Let's go to the next topic.
No. In 2 weeks, we will have an after party if Roger says, because we can't do it tonight because Roger will want to step or something. So we can't do it tonight. You know, we don't want to see that.
Here he is. The masked man.
Right. Hey, man. Before we get into some of this relationship stuff, I really want to get into. I saw a post, and a couple of people have actually asked me my opinion on this, and when I'm in the habit now when people come to me and say, "What do you think?" I think about the cave, and I go, "Okay, well, let's see what the brethren think about this." So, who saw Smokey Norfolk's post?
I did.
Yeah, with his son.
Yeah,
and I saw a lot of ladies, no men, but a lot of ladies asked me what I thought about the picture. And I think my answer may have surprised them a bit. And if you haven't seen the picture, guys, it's a picture of Smokey, and he's laying on the sofa, looks like, with his teenage son, who's 16 years old, I think he mentions in the post. And they're laying on the sofa in kind of an affectionate embrace. Looks like the young man maybe had a tough day or something, or he may have just been, loving on his pop. I don't know.
Like he said, he crawled up in his lap and went to sleep.
Yeah. And so a lot of ladies were like, man, what's up with that? What's up with that? And I have to say, man, I didn't have a problem with it. Unless Smokey is he's registered as a sex offender or something. I didn't see the issue with it, and to go deeper with it, I think that is one of the dysfunctional parts of our culture.
Man, talk about it.
Yeah, we are. I'm a seasoned gentleman. I'm a little older than my brethren, but I grew up, man. I would kiss my mother goodnight at the end of the night, and I would shake my father's hand. And as I looked back over that, man, as much love as I felt as a little boy in that moment, love for my mom, respect for my dad, as I looked back over it as an adult, man, I found it very dysfunctional. Because I felt like those are the things that stifle men's ability to be emotionally expressive and open and attached and connected and available when they grow up.
Period.
So then women want men that have all these layers of vulnerability and communication, but they don't realize that these men have been stunted their entire lives because they come out of the gate hearing boys don't cry, man up, woo, 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 woo. And then you have these relationships where men are fearful of sharing affection with their sons. Right. And so that kind of affection, and I can honestly say, I believe my father, and I think, Mel, you and I, we may have talked about this a little bit on the show before. I believe my father would have shot you in the face if you hurt me. But I never once heard my father tell me he loved me.
Wow.
But I never questioned it. I never doubted that he did. That just wasn't. He was born in 1929 in Milan, Tennessee. That just wasn't what men did. But the look on his face, the two particular times that I was in the hospital and in a bad way, I have not seen his face show more pain than it did in those times. You know what I'm saying? So I know that he loved me. And so what I always wanted to do, man, was to be a dude who's confident enough from a heterosexual standpoint that I don't have me and my guys, man, we tell each other we love each other all the time. If we don't want to say the whole word, we just say love, boy, whatever. But I found it to be interesting on a number of levels. One, just the fact that it was being taken issue with, and two, the fact that it was women that were calling it to the table as something that was suspect. I get a little weary, man. These are two topics kind of in one, but I get a little weary, man, of women telling men what they should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
That starts to exhaust me a little bit. You know, if you were a real man, you would do this, or if you were a man, or this a real man would do A, B, or C. And if you notice, man, I never say real woman.
Right.
Because I'm not equipped. I don't know what the hell a real woman is or would do. You know,
I just know women. You know what I'm saying?
If
you're a woman, you're real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know the ones that have affirmed me, and I know the ones that have moved around in a way that spoke to me. But I can never sit here and say what a real woman does or doesn't do, because I'm not equipped, and I don't think a woman should do that either. But you know, those are two kind of different topics. But I'd like to address the Smokey thing first, if you guys want to kind of circle around on it for me. Kobe, you were kind of, I know you saw the picture, so why don't you chime in first? Then
I'd love to chime in on that.
I think that I mean, I just think it's I mean, I saw the post, I saw some of the comments from men and women, and I just thought it was just sad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, hurt people, like, what is he doing with his grown son in his lap? And I'm just like, listen, I don't have boys, I have two girls. But if I had a son, like, I believe your children should always be welcomed in your arms, whether they 6, whether they 16, whether they 46. You know what I mean? I think as a parent, I think your arms should just always be a safe place to be able to come. Like, you should, I want my children to feel, even if I have a son, I want him to feel like he can always get an embrace from his father. Because I think what men, we have how we show love, you know what I mean? Like, be hard, don't cry. You know what I mean? Like, you know, give me a pound. Like, don't hug me. Like, no, like, because that man, that son that you're raising is hopefully at some point is going to be a father. And I think that love and how we display love should always be in a way where affection, general loving affection, is acceptable. You know what I mean? I don't think, like, you know, I saw this piece about how, you know, we had a post about kissing the grown men and kissing their daughters in the mouth. And I was like, you know, I love my girls. You know, I think at some point, you know, hey, you know, I won't kiss them in the mouth. My little one does that now. She's 4, just, you know, but dealing with the Smoky Norfolk, I think that, man, I just think that people are hurt, and sometimes they don't understand what they haven't had. And I think at the end of the day, that's really what it is. You don't really understand the love because you haven't had the opportunity to experience it.
So it feels foreign to you. And
absolutely. And it looks foreign. It looks foreign. It feels foreign. Like, that's strange. Yeah. Like, yeah.
And y'all too. Talk to me, brother. I know you wanted to express yourself on. And y'all too. Can you hear me?
He's got a delay.
I agree with what you, brother, said. I think that unfortunately, yes, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I got the Comcast Wi-Fi, and this phone doesn't have service. It's only dedicated for stuff like this. Okay, but at any rate, I believe a lot of people. I was blessed to be raised with my father in the house with me, and he told me love me every day, kiss me when I love him, or my father. And so, yeah, I saw the picture. I didn't read any of the comments, but it's a blessing that his son at 16 years old still felt like his father is a safe place for him.
I think it's a testament to his parenting.
Absolutely.
I think it says something about his parenting more than anything else.
Yeah, because little boys have already started detaching at that point, Kobe. They've already started trying to establish their individual little young manhood. We used to call it smelling their pee. They've already started smelling their pee.
Wasn't y'all two finished? Brother, were you finished? I know we got the delay.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think he was.
That delay is getting longer though.
Yeah. Mel, why don't you share your thoughts while we wait to hear from Inyatu?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily have a problem with the picture. I think I think there are a few things going on right at the same time, right? So we have had in Black churches an amount of abuse that is of sexual abuse that is not tolerable, right? So discerning or distinguishing the difference between a father and his embrace with his son and what it could potentially be. Like, I think all of the negativity that has taken place in the church has muddled the possibility for us understanding, you know, that this could potentially be nothing more than a father and a son having a moment. Or his son, you know, I think it was his son crawled on him and fell asleep or something like that. And I'm like you, bro. I got two girls. You know, my oldest daughter is not as cuddly, but my 18-year-old is still like, if she was in my house right now and she knew I was doing this show, she would come hop in my lap like, ooh, who on here? What y'all doing? Right? Like that's just how she is. You know what I mean? She's the baby. Sure, she's my baby. She has a little sister now from her mom. But she's still my baby, you know, and my favorite graduation picture of her and I was her in her cap and gown and me holding her big self in my arms. You know what I'm saying? The same way that I always hold her. And I think at every graduation, she'll be done with college in 4 years, done in med school in another 3 years. And, you know, I got to stay in the gym so that I can keep picking her up and taking that picture. So with daughters, I think it's a little bit different. As far as societal values and men having to have a level of I got to be hard, I can't show emotion, I can't show affection and all of that other stuff. I'm an artist, so I never really subscribed to that. You know, I've always been that way, but my dad did not tell me he loved me until I was 39 years old. I'm 44 now. I never heard him say it. I never doubted it, but I never heard him say it. You know, my dad is a country boy from Mississippi, similar to your dad, Shawn, but my dad says it now. He's also almost lost his life a couple of times, right? So, you know, he's realizing that it's okay. And he sees how I am and how my brother is, you know, and he'll tell me, he was like, I've learned so much from my sons. So again, this is a generational thing and an era thing where that's just not something that they did, you know. And the other thing that I think though is unfair is how our generation judges the fact that our parents didn't do that. Like a lot of us, like, my dad didn't tell me this, and you know, it's not fair that he didn't. That's all he had. You know what I mean? And all they can give us is all they have. The distinction is that we've learned the differences, and since we've learned the differences, we can say, I don't want that to be my story. Right? It's like people that grew up with bad examples of fathers are either just like them or say, I want to be nothing like them.
Amazing.
Right? Or even if you grew up with a great example of a father. My father is an amazing man. He didn't do everything right, but he did everything to the best of his ability with the information that he had. Right. And so all I've done is taken everything that he's given me. I accept the stuff that I like, some of the stuff I reject. Then I'm like, what can I do differently? Like, how would I have wanted this situation to be different between my dad and I? And then I try to create something beyond what I got from him. You know, just like he tried to create something beyond, like my dad is not, I won't say nothing like, but he's a lot different than my grandfather was. You know what I mean? Because he realized all the good stuff from his dad he took from him, the bad stuff from his dad, he was like, I'm not gonna do this, you know, and then he moved forward. So the goal is always for the next generation to do better and be better than the last generation. You know, I told my dad, I was like, man, Dad, I want to be just like you. He said, I have failed you as a son. If you want to be just like me, I want you to be better.
That's right. And that's
you got it. He was like, I didn't give you my name for nothing. Come on. Okay. Shit, let's do it.
Before Glenn, before we hear from you, I want to piggyback two things that Mel said. The first being, much like my dad, you know, I didn't see my dad as a perfect dude. I saw some things that my dad did that I wanted to embody. And I saw some things that my dad did that I said, okay, that's not what I want to do as a man. It didn't make me love him any less, In my mind, he was still teaching me the man I wanted to be, whether it was through something painful or something great. He was still teaching me, and so I embrace what I call the hair conditioner principle, which is basically what Mel was just saying about his dad. When you put, well, you know, I don't have hair no more, but when I had hair, you know, I would put I would put hair conditioner on in the shower, right? And I let it sit for 60 seconds, and then I would rinse it off. And what my hair needed, it kept.
Right.
And what my hair didn't need, it would rinse off. And so I do that with every relationship that could potentially pour into me, but specifically with my dad, you know, what I could use, I kept.
Right.
What I couldn't use, I let rinse off. The other thing before Glenn chimes in is that I think every family deserves its own culture. And if that loving embrace between father and son is a part of Smokey's family's culture, you know, then to hell with what anybody has to say about it. You know, this is our culture, our unit, our bubble. This is the way we function. And at the end of the day, you know, you just giving lip service to something that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Now, you do open yourself up to it when you put it on public display like that. But at the end of the day, it's still just encouraged because nobody's in your household but you and your family. You know what I'm saying? Glenn, what did you think about it, bro?
Yeah, at first I didn't think anything was wrong with it. It was a well-intentioned display of love, a father loving his son. That's what I saw it as. If I took it as, I didn't see it as anything else. I think two things. I think people on social media have a need to say something, even when they don't have anything to say. And all you have to do is read some posts and you'll understand that there's a lot of people that chime in about things they know nothing about, things they have no clue about, things they haven't read about, heard about, or anything else, just because it gives them a forum to say it. You know, it's the world where everybody can be who they want to be on social media. You can lie about whatever you are, whoever you are. You can get expert on everything and know nothing.
Hey, man, I dare to say it's worse now because of the pandemic.
Because I think you cannot underestimate the impact of people's trauma, man. Like people's life, you know, they have had traumatic experience growing up, and you never know what triggers that trauma. You know what I mean? So you got some people who look at that like, man, my dad never hugged me, like, you know what I mean? And so not even knowing, they speaking from pain, like, man, they mad about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And other people who, you know, dad, you know, may have not been the best dad, maybe like, man, you know, so people speak out of their trauma, man.
Yeah, they do. That's true. But like I always say, my page is a dictatorship, not a democracy. So what I post and what I say are my domain, and I own those. And if you don't like it, that's wonderful. And if you do like it, that's wonderful too.
Yeah.
Well, that's that whole piece of, like, you know, you got that thing where people are posting for life. You know, and I've had this you know, conversation with my spouse, and she's like, "Oh, look, baby, you got like, you know, 300 likes." I'm like, "Baby, I could care less." Like, if you look at the post on my page, my first hashtag is always hashtag I talk to myself. Like, this is, if people like it, that's amazing. But at the end of the day, it's really not for y'all. Like, it really is for me. And I'm just like letting y'all in on the conversation that I'm having. If it helps you and it blesses you, God bless you. But if it don't, like, I'm good with that too.
Hey, man, that's a great segue for something else I wanted to discuss, man. This was a personal experience I had. It was a conversation. I guess last week was one of my guys, one of the bros, Kobe, my man Mike Singleton, and Mike is much like me. You know, he posts relationship sensitive things and thought provoking things, and he posted a question that basically said, it was the intimidation question, right? And it was like, you know, as a matter of fact, I think I have the post up. It was like, when was the last time? Be completely honest, men specifically. If you're being completely honest, what would intimidate you most about a woman and stop you from dating her? Was what the post was, and what I found fascinating, and you triggered this by saying people just feel like they have to post, Glenn. They just have to post. The post itself asks men a question, right? And so I've learned that, and I'm not knocking my sisters. I've learned that they won't let us have a conversation. You know, you can say this is
real life. It don't matter.
They're gonna jump in there.
Yeah. So a perfect example is if we don't answer a question the way a woman wants us to answer a question on here, they will come back and ask that same question again because they didn't get the answer that they wanted.
Right. They're not looking for the truth. They're looking for the answer that they want. And so they will rephrase the question in an attempt to get the answer that they're seeking. And so, you know, I answered the question. I don't really believe in the intimidation thing. Now, I believe in it if, you know, you're going to put me in the ring across from Mike Tyson and I ain't never boxed. Yeah, I'm a little intimidated. I know I'm going to get my chin knocked through the back of my throat, you know, that I know. But when it comes to the man-woman thing, this is just me.
Right.
I don't ascribe to men being intimidated by women.
Period.
I don't care what your job is. I don't care what your curves are. I don't care what your features are. I personally don't believe men are intimidated by women. Men are hunters by nature. Now, a man might be guilty, and this is something I think I've done. I might be guilty of deciding for you that you wouldn't be interested in me based on what my resume, how my resume reads, how my dating resume reads.
That's different.
And that's not the same. If I look at a woman who makes 6 figures, you know, owns 2 buildings, has dated nothing but professional athletes, I'm not intimidated by her.
At all.
I just don't think that I'm on the list of guys that she would be able to see. And I say all this to say a young lady who I didn't know personally, but decided to engage me, to engage my comment. And she basically said, because I said, it's not a real thing. You can see homeless dudes hollering at corporate women all day downtown. She made it a personal cultural thing. She's like, only black men do that.
Lies.
only black men do that. And they need to learn how to stay in their lane. And I was like, well, can you give me an example of when a sister would need to stay in her lane? Is that the same for a dude who, you know, is a 6-figure dude, has this, that going on, and you're not running in that league? Should you then stay in your lane? She said, I wouldn't know because I'm top tier.
Of course, they all,
you know, whatever.
But
I
said that's a lie.
But I wanted to ask you guys, 1, about the intimidation thing, and 2, about why is it that, you know, that's a space that men just can't have. You know, somebody's always going to take the liberty of. I don't know this woman, and I'm going to be honest, man. I take it a little personally, but I don't know somebody and they engage me directly because they have an issue with something that I said. Like it's perfectly okay for you to read something you don't like and keep it moving. I do it all the time because you're not going to change the world by disagreeing with me. But what do you guys think about, you know, those mindsets, man, and those mentalities, especially as they're fed by social media? See, I think the pandemic, man, has even made it worse for people who can't interact. They're hungry. They're hungry now to be seen and heard. So, you know, they're posting and responding just to interact.
Well, I think that last part you said it right. It's a mindset and mentality. You know, some people think they can just say whatever they want to say, however they want to say it, to whoever they want to say it. And I think the more that we have gotten technology to like try to bring us together, it has like pushed us further apart, because there's stuff that people send in emails and text messages that you would never say face to face. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And so it has emboldened people to be able to say, like, you know, on this post, like, well, you know, such and such, well, you shouldn't say such. I'm like, you don't know me. Like,
you're not the boss of me, right?
Right.
You don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you was one of my friends, then it would mean something. But like, hey,
And it amazes me. People who have never posted or said anything to me before on my page, when I say something they disagree with, they can't wait to raise their hand and tell me I'm wrong. When you've never even said good morning to me ever.
Right? Who are you?
Yeah, but you jumped the line and everything, ran up in my face virtually.
You jumped the line.
Yeah, tell me I was wrong.
And he say they butted people to get to
it. They done cut in the line.
Yeah, you cut the line and everything, ran past the rope and everything, ran past security just to get in my face to tell me that I was wrong. I'm like, first of all, who are you? Because I've never heard from you before in the 4 years we've been connected.
Right.
But you needed in your soul, something in your spirit told you that I was actually going to listen to you. I don't know who told you.
Yeah.
It's God talking to you. You thought I was going to listen.
Glenn don't listen to the people that are his friends.
Exactly.
In that same vein, so I had like, on my post, like happy birthday on my birthday. You know what I mean? I was like, this is the day that God gave me to y'all. You know what I mean? And some dude like put on my page, like, I don't know, but if birthdays and holidays are pagan. And I was like, I responded with the meme, like, I don't know if you know, but nobody cares what you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, first of all, I don't know you.
Right. You have no significance.
It was like, I don't know if you know, but nobody cares what you think. I just responded to the meme and like kept it going. And everybody else was like, who are you? I was like, hey, back up off of him. I don't know who he is, but just nobody cares. Let him have his say.
Yeah. Before we hit the last topic, man, that infamous picture went out to highlight. And then Yatu sent that picture from last week. Yeah, he's still on delay, so he
ain't got it. What are you talking about?
He can't even respond.
Wait for it.
Right. Wait for it.
Y'all doing me so wrong,
about 15 seconds, wasn't it, Kobe? That's about
15 years old.
Oh, he's 18. Okay. You was an old looking 18-year-old dude. Hey,
I was 18 years old, man. I was a little boy picture in with my little afro. I was 18,
Roger,
man.
Thank you.
I had to go see since I was 15.
Look mad. He like, man, what?
Hey, he looked like he should have been in Minister Society.
Now, Boys in the Hood.
But as far as men being intimidated by women, we're going to discuss men being intimidated by women.
What you mean I ain't getting no more mac and cheese?
Hold on. I think his delay is he's trying to catch up on his delay.
Come on, Yatu. We waiting on you. Come on.
Shawn, all your guests got internet issues.
I know, man. Ain't that really
okay? But I think by women, a lot of times based on looks and or what they think their income is or what their expectations are. I don't personally feel that as an adult man at all, because my experience was that they just like who they like. So a lot of people tell themselves things that they into and have all these checklists, but when they meet somebody, all of that flies out of the window. And I understand that concept. But unfortunately, a lot of times men are only valued by what they can bring to the table financially. They don't feel valued if the woman makes more money than them, and that can be intimidated from what I've seen from other people based on their interaction. But I think they look for that. They look for a guy who makes less money than them so that they can possibly demean him and talk smack about men being intimidated by them because of some resentment that they feel towards men in this moment.
Yeah, I've said that forever, man.
That came through.
It did. If you ever hear a woman say that she intimidated somebody, that is something that she needed to tell herself to justify her own actions and not have accountability for her own actions. It's like me saying I'm good looking. I don't get to say that. That's not my call.
Right.
If somebody else thinks I'm good looking, that's fine, and I can choose to embrace that.
So we can't say it about ourselves. I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah,
Right.
me personally, I don't think so. It is not your call.
I think you can say it.
You can be okay with how you look.
I think you just don't have to sing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you can say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I think you can say it, bro.
I don't think you should write songs about it.
Hey, that's because I'm.
write a song
Yeah,
about
I want to say that's because I'm on the show with all these prettiness.
Yeah.
Hey, call it what you like.
Well, thank you, Shawn. Yes, thank you.
I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty.
Well, it's two kind of noobs, animals and pretty boys. I'm an animal noob. I just got pretty boy ways. But anyway, that's the whole. Look at me. Hey, man, so I hope that we can touch the clip that we talked about before the show started, before we get out of here. But I do want to talk about the theme for the show this week, and that was, what you would say to the younger version of yourself, with what you know now. That's really why that infamous KGB produced picture came out. Shout out to Mel, because he was the first one to drop his. He didn't have no concerns. He dropped it right away. Mel knows he's been good looking his whole life, so he didn't,
I was. Hey, Raj, can you pull up our pictures, bro? Our younger selves pictures. Yeah. So I want to tell y'all a story about that little guy, man. Like, so I've come a long way, and if any of my friends, my 40-year friends, I got a group of 40-year friends that I've known since kindergarten. Like, I started kindergarten when I was 4 years old.
Yeah, me too.
And so, like, I've had long eyelashes my entire life. Like, women tell me now that they wish they had my eyelashes. Like, sunglasses I can't even wear. I was in Sunglass Hut yesterday and looking at sunglasses. I was like, oh, can't pick these because they're brushing the thing. So whatever. So little kids in my class used to call me Snuffy. They used to walk up to me and do like this, with their eyelashes, pretend to be eyelashes. Snuffleupagus had them long eyelashes. Mm-hmm. But then I went home and I cut my eyelashes off, not knowing that eyelashes kept dirt out of your eyes. And then they called me Blinky. Raj, when I see you, I'm going to throat chop you, bro. I swear to God, I'm going to throat chop you. So anyway, they called me Blinky.
You didn't know that as you got older, the ladies was going to like them lashes either. You didn't know that.
But here's the thing. Like, I became shy. Man. I didn't answer questions. You know what I mean? I didn't want to stand out. I didn't do any of those things. So for a lot of my life, I suppressed who I can't say who I was. It was just the phases that I went through. So now I don't give a good goddamn what you think. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, my value is intrinsic, and it has absolutely nothing to do with what anybody else thinks, what they say, what they do. You know what I mean? Like, I control everything about my atmosphere, my personal atmosphere, and I've just grown into that. So it doesn't. So when they were like, drop a picture, I'm like, cool. Had a situation once, real quick, and I'll be done. Had a situation once where we were going to a convention, and we took a bus. We had chartered a bus, and we were going from Chicago to the DMV. And I fell asleep on the bus. And the cat took a picture. He was like, oh, I got a picture of you while you were asleep. You know what I'm saying? Your mouth was open. I was like, let me see it. And he didn't want to give me his phone. He thought I was going to erase it. I was like, you can hold your phone. Put my hands behind the back. I was like, let me see it. I was like, oh, post that on Facebook. Tag me. And he was like, what? I was like, tag me. Everybody sleeps. At some point, you probably fell asleep with your mouth open too. I don't care. Right? Like, none of this matters to me.
Photographer Mel, you would be, your stomach would be upset if you knew how many times, man, people want to see their picture or have an issue with a post. I'm like, people know what you look like. I don't care if I took a good picture or a bad picture. You've seen me before. You know whether you think I'm good looking or not. This picture ain't going to determine it. You've seen me before. So that amazes me, man, how people can be so self-indulgent. You know, I've had people call me at 5 o'clock in the morning. You posted a picture. Take that picture down. It's 5,000 pictures of you on the internet.
Yeah, but that one picture.
He was good looking. I ain't gonna lie. He was good looking.
So the question is, what is the advice that you would tell your younger self? And
I'm asking you.
And my advice would have been, knowing what I know now, never play small. Right? Don't diminish yourself for other people. Because I did a lot of that in life. you know, and even into my adult years, every now and then I would catch myself doing it. My advice that I would have given my younger self: never play small, because at the end of this thing, we all die anyway, so it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And y'all too, since we haven't been able to hear from you that much, man, what would you say?
I would tell my 18-year-old self to he can do the countdown.
Just saw that.
Yeah. I would tell my 18-year-old self to buy Apple stock and study emotional intelligence. That I've risen really high in my adult life 3 times and then fell to nothing 2 out of those 3 times because I had never even heard of it, emotional intelligence. And so I thought whatever my mind and my emotions were telling me, that was being true to myself. So I definitely would tell myself to study of my experience in life.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Kobe.
Man, I think that dude, I would
That's a great picture, man. That's a great picture.
That is a good picture.
Yeah, that dude was bad. He was bad as hell.
Hey,
kids.
he was great to get a woman.
Bruh, we could do a whole show on just the trouble that bruh. Like we was at Christ Hospital a lot, and they thought my mom was beating me, bruh. It was just that's a whole other show though. But I would tell my younger self to just, you know, learn more about money. You know what I mean? Like buy stocks, bonds, learn the way money works early. And I think that's the guys I'm mentoring now. That's what I tell them. Learn everything you can about money, because what money is to add ease to your life. And all money really is a magnifier. Money doesn't make you better or worse. It just magnifies who you are. If you are generous with $40,000, you're gonna be super generous with 400. And if you are a butthole with 50, we give you $500,000, you're gonna be, you know, a super a-hole. So all money does is just magnify who you are. But I would tell my younger self to learn all you can about money and how it works.
Dude, you blew my wig back with that. That's some real science right there. It doesn't make you who you are. It reveals who you are.
Yeah,
on a grand scale.
Magnifying glass on it.
Absolutely.
Make good people better and bad people worse.
Man,
absolutely. Glenn.
Yeah, I would. Roger, I knew he was gonna put that damn picture up.
Hey, man, I don't know what your little tie workout is, but I think it's fly. You know, looks like a little ascot. You know, you look like you might have a pistol in your coat, and you're not really. You know, you look innocent.
Shoot my pinky toe off. Shoot my pinky toe off. That's what
I think it's dope.
Chalky White off of Boardwalk Empire.
I'm gonna say this: when I posted that picture last year, Deborah Crudup, who's one of my Winecraft franchisees, quote, she's one person whose post I read, because she goes, "Oh, you have always been cute." She was right. See, sometimes you listen to the people that post. So she knew what she was talking about.
You unbuttoned another button on that Tom Jones shirt you got on. Hey, did I cover everybody? Am I the only one left on that question?
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, let me answer, Shawn. Yeah, let me answer. What I would tell I've always like that, all vain and stuff. We don't need people to know how I really am.
Pinky, I thought you were done. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, this is a great lead in, because I actually wrote a whole chapter on this in Lessons for the Little Boy. There's a plug for you, Jamie Gill, for the book that was coming out. But I literally wrote a letter to my younger self, and I covered a couple of things. One of them was never underestimate your purpose in life. Mm-hmm. You're going to meet people and touch people's lives in ways that you can never see at 16, 17, or 18. And I was a very shy teenager. You know, the girls wasn't up on me. No, they weren't. I was skinny, I was shy, and I was a smart kid, you know.
You had hair?
Yeah, and I had hair too, that too. I had a lot of hair back then. For anybody that knows me, they know that. So but I wasn't sure of myself. At this point in my life, I feel like I'm the best version of me that I can be. But it took a lot to get there. So I would tell myself, don't get impatient with your steps and with your march and with your walk towards your purpose, because you're going to get there. And there's going to be some detours. There'll be some mistakes because you're human, but keep on that path. Be that best person you can be. Be that friend you can be. I had friends that came back to me 20 years ago and were like, you were always the dude that was working all the time. We knew you were going to do something with yourself. Even in the South, we knew you were going to get out of there and go be great, or at least try to be great. So people saw things in me that I never saw in myself, and I didn't realize they even saw them in me. So I would tell my younger self to keep that path, keep that walk going, and understand that you're getting to a purpose.
That's dope. That's dope. First thing I would do is have my parents get some credit in my name, so that by the time I got to be in high school, I would already be sitting at 700-800, and tell them I don't even want to touch it.
This is what you would tell yourself, not your parents.
I would tell myself to tell my parents.
Tell the parents.
Credit.
He's relaying a message to his.
Yeah.
Buy Apple. Buy Apple.
Google. All of that.
The other thing I would do, man, I would tell that dude to be fearless and to not be afraid of failing. Right. Because I am the dude, man, who grew up with all the gifts. And oftentimes I had so many gifts that I felt divided. I felt like, okay, I can do, God has blessed me, not from ego. I'm just speaking on what I'm speaking on. God has blessed me with the ability to do a number of things. And I always felt like I couldn't do them all. I had to pick one to do. And I could never pick one because I love them all. I love to sing, but as much as I love to sing, there were times I didn't want to sing. I didn't feel like singing. There were times I wanted to do other things that I was gifted in more than singing. And that made me conflicted because I felt like you need to be obsessed with what it is. And as I've aged, I realized you can do it all. You just have to balance it and learn how to manage it. And if you can't manage it yourself, get somebody to help you manage it. But you can do it all. So I would tell the younger version of me, don't be afraid to fail. As a matter of fact, try to fail. Go at it that hard that what you're doing is unlikely, and see if you land it. You know what I'm saying? Because now I find myself, and I try not to really believe in regret, because I believe that you arrive at certain addresses when you're supposed to arrive at them. And so I think that you will take years off your life looking back and saying, if I coulda, woulda, shoulda. You got here, those roads intersected when fate determined they were supposed to intersect, and you have to be at peace with that. But I would tell that dude, man, don't be afraid. Don't let anybody make you afraid. Don't be afraid of the bottom, because everybody touches the bottom sometimes, Matter of fact, find out what the bottom is like, because you might have to be there a time or two, and it's good to know if you can handle it. Some people can't handle the bottom.
Right.
Yeah, but that would be my biggest thing, man. I would tell that dude, man, you're a talented guy. Be fearless. Don't fear anything. Go after whatever dream you have. Go after it. Production team is saying we have a little time. 621.
Oh, we got Joe Keisha's picture. Our producers.
Oh, I would love it.
Sarah, since she was the one.
Where's that, Raj? Show Keisha's picture.
This was her
You got
idea.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the little Rose. Yeah.
She looks like a
Rose
celebrity.
in the building.
She was the Rosebud then. She was a Rosebud. Keisha Rosebud.
Right. She the rose that grew from concrete.
Exactly.
Hey, man, real quick before we get out of here, as much time as the production team will let us have, man, let's talk about that video, man.
Oh, please, Roger.
Whatever. You're not good. Get out of here.
Jesus. Oh, God.
Really?
Let me get close. I can't see. What does that say?
Right.
Our producers and Alf, and yesterday was Founders Day, so we apologize for his overindulgence with the pictures and things like that on behalf of the management team. We apologize.
And behalf of the noobs.
Yeah, there you go.
And the other end of 1911.
And the other end of the night, the bros.
Yeah.
I keep telling you, it looked purple. You probably want to take it off. It looked purple and gold.
Hey, purple and gold are great colors. I think, you know.
He's getting ready for a step show after this. So
He's gonna cut us off, Kobe.
I know, right?
He'll remove you from the room.
Hey man, so somebody sent me the video. You guys, I sent it to you guys earlier of the dude. I don't know who this dude is, man. Some kind of ghetto life coach or something, or whatever. But the young lady was asking him how. It sounded like she was asking him, you know, how to get the kind of guy she wanted, and she made it very clear that she wanted a top shelf dude. You know, he had to make X amount of money, and you know, yada yada yada. And you know, he was kind of going in on it kind of hard. And my take on it was, and I'm not being hateful or spiteful, you know, she wasn't a stunner. You know, she wasn't. She was a little overdone for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of makeup, you know, big eyelashes, a lot of, you know, supplements.
Talking about the eyelashes, bro.
Not natural like yours, Mel. Not natural.
Yeah.
Not natural like yours.
Yeah, she didn't have Mel Roberson eyelashes.
She had a scuffleupagus. She had, you know,
she got hers from the Koreans. but he was basically telling her that she had just decided that she wanted this kind of dude, and really had not thought to think whether or not she qualified for that kind of dude. And while his method and words, man, were not two words I would use.
He went hard.
Yeah, he went in on her. Look, the video is on World Star, so that tells you
everything you need to know.
Right. But as crass as he was, I personally didn't think that he was telling her anything wrong. I think that his message was being lost because he was so crass in his delivery. And I don't care what anybody says, you know, I think delivery matters. And a lot of people say, no, it's just it. I'm going to give it to you how I'm going to give it to you. Okay, well, don't expect it to be processed, because your delivery can't be a distraction. The message has to be the meat of what's going on. If there's anything else for somebody to focus on, especially if it's a message they don't want to focus on, you're giving them a reason to sidestep it. So you can't package it that way. You have to package it in a way that they can get it. And he basically told her that because she made decent money, you know, but she was 35, which, you know, was, you know, getting up there in age. She had a 13-year-old boy. He called her out on all that overdone, you know, stuff that she had. He was basically saying, you know,
what you look like in the morning without that.
You really don't deserve that dude. Now, I think what he was missing was the fact that, you know, love is blind. And so nothing is saying that a dude like that can't see her and the beauty in her and decide that that's who he wants to be with. That's very possible. It can happen. But for her to position herself in a way that says the common man is beneath me, this is the only man I'm open to, which I think happens a lot.
Yeah, and they said
I think it was kind of a tough situation, man. And
but I think he was in a position where he was able to put her down, and it speaks to who he is. Doing it to the woman.
Because he was sitting in the dark, dude. I was like,
you in the dark. We can't even see your face, but you're judging her face, and you're calling her a 5 or a 6, whatever she called herself. He gave her one notch lower. You know, that speaks to him. And we talked about it earlier, where from people's points of pain and project onto other people.
Ew.
He had been turned down by a lot of women. You can't tell me he hadn't.
He'd been talked down to, talked about.
Hey, Kobe, as much money as he had, it wasn't enough for the woman he really.
Right. He had bagged quite a few sub.
I don't think he likes women.
Dang, Inyatu.
What'd you say, Inyatu?
He said he don't think Inyatu say he think he played for the other team.
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is that, listen, I to your point, delivery is everything. the whole point of communication is for the other side to be received. And if I'm serving you steak and you like steak, if I serve it to you on a trash can lid, you ain't gonna eat it. You know what I'm saying? Because of what I'm serving it on.
Right.
And so he's like, well, I'm a relationship coach. I'm like, man, I know you effing lying. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, filling out a questionnaire online and getting a certificate back doesn't make you a coach.
yeah, because I can tell the way you talk to people that
You ain't coaching nothing but
you ain't got a good relationship with yourself. Come on, right? The way you handle her told me more about what you think about you than anything else.
Right, because he acted like he had to practice restraint out the gate. From the gate, he was like, "Oh, I'm trying to tell you, Like
you don't want to hear it. You ain't listening.
Yeah, like he had to put some effort into not insulting her. You know, and
then he was doing her a favor.
Yeah. But on the flip side, how do you define yourself as a 5, but think that you should have the men everybody else wants? That boggled my mind as well. Like, how do you think you a 5, but you think, the dude that makes $200,000 a year is going to spot you and pick you out of the crowd?
All right, let me jump in and say, here's the El Kobe the Wizism. All right, here's the Wizism. Right,
come on with it.
Like we attract what we are. Okay, we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. Okay,
so that's all beautiful women. That explain. Thank you, Kobe.
Hey, bro, I'm here for you, Glenn. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the thing is like you only gonna attract how you see yourself. And so watch this. If you're a 5, if you see yourself, because she told on herself, and this is why policemen get you in a room and just say start talking, because if you talk long enough, you're gonna tell on yourself. And so even if she got a dude who was there, at some way and at some level, she gonna mess it up because she don't think she really deserve it.
She'll talk herself out of it.
Oh, she already did, because she doesn't think enough of herself.
Right. Anytime a detail you think is number yourself below a 7, and you actually do it.
Here go. It's Fred and Mary. Check that out. Go to my page. El Kobe the Wiz. You know what I'm saying? I won't ruin it for you, but at the end of the day, you give what you have. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you give what you have. And people who got a lot of frustration and anger, that's what they give. People give to you out of their abundance. Yeah. Whatever they got a lot of is what they're going to give you.
And I've said this before, man, and I hate to be so crass with it, and I'm going to get kicked out of some Facebook groups for saying it, man. But men are to blame for this.
I agree.
Because men have decided that their desire to conquer a woman and get her in the bed is worth telling her anything that she needs to hear. And I think that's what women miss. The internal hunting skill of men makes them know what you're missing. And so a man that has any game about himself, that's moved around women at all, he can talk to you and he knows where your pockets of emptiness are. And he can talk to you and fill those pockets and get you where he wants you to be. And women forget that. And a lot of times they're being souped up because he has an agenda. And so a lot of men decide, okay, I've figured out the way to get her in bed. I'm going to fill her head with all the things that are affirming for her. And I'm going to get what I'm trying to get. But when the smoke clears and he gets up and she gets up and they go home, or he goes home and she goes home, they walk away believing that to be true. He walked away going, I was cunning enough to do what I needed to do to get what I was trying to get.
Got her.
And then they hold on to that fantasy and they walk away with a value. And I don't mean to be crass, but they walk away with a value that they don't really have because they were sold that in an effort to get what he was trying to get.
Uh-oh.
And so I think
next time on the case. That's a whole session right there.
Hey, the ghetto way of saying it is that men out here telling 6s they 12s because they try to sleep with them. I mean, that's the short version. That's the short version. You can't keep telling 6s they 12s and not expect the 6s to start acting like they 12. That's just that. My opinions are not those of NDTV. I am.
Give the disclaimer, brother. Give the disclaimer.
That's a longer discussion.
Yeah, I'm glad Glenn because of it. You know, it is what I don't go nowhere. It's a pandemic.
Shawn can neither confirm nor deny that he instigates some controversy on the show every week.
Total Gent, resident DJ. Do we have a list? What's happening? Are we doing anything or what?
Ain't time to go. I was waiting for them to kick us out.
Hey, look, I'm trying to go 15 minutes ago. What's your point?
All right, fine. Okay, you want to be an ass? Here we go then, Mr. Mason.
And I'm gonna be the one that can't come up with a song.
Yep, since you're talking. All right, so and y'all too, I don't know if we did this when you were on the show, but every now and then we do a playlist. We do a live
playlist. I done talked enough shit that I'm sweating now. I'm like, dang.
Yeah. Don't hit me if you can't fight, boy. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, Glenn, and thank you, my brother Glenn, my fellow co-author of Faith, Failure, Success, which hit number 6 among business mentoring and coaching in the top 10 Amazon list on the last day of November.
That's Mel's name right there on that. That's Mel.
Yep. And I was the consultant that got us in the top 10.
Consultant means he's charging me a whole armload of money. That's what that meant.
I'm not going to charge you an arm and a leg, just an arm. Okay?
Just an arm. Oh, because I didn't need that arm anyway, man. That's okay.
Just an arm.
My nephews won't have Christmas because of you.
Don't be greedy, man. You got 2 whole arms. Don't be greedy.
So here we go. And Glenn, you're already prepared for this. Thank you for the tag team. The list today, gentlemen, will be 3 songs. We will call this the Blue-Eyed Soul playlist. 3 songs of your choice, non-African American artists, and you cannot use Bobby Caldwell, sir.
Yeah, because we won him in the racial draft.
We won Bobby Caldwell in the racial draft.
Yeah. Because everybody was going to name What You Won't Do for Love. Everybody's going to name that one. So
a lot of people didn't even know that wasn't sung by a black man.
Right. For a long time.
He put a silhouette on his album cover to keep you fooled.
Right.
Hey, so he did the reverse.
Songs, 3 songs. It could be a group. It can be an individual. And I'll give you time to think. I usually go last. I'll go first.
Appreciate it.
There's a friend of mine by the name of Kevin Sandbloom, who did the music for one of my films. He did a cover of Sade's Is It a Crime? So song number 1, and I do not let people re-sing songs. He killed Is It a Crime? Kevin Sandbloom, Is It a Crime? Song number 2, I'm gonna go with one of my mother's favorite bands. What part of my musical diversity?
Hold on,
you're gonna get to give 3, bro. You get to give 3, and y'all too. Part of my musical diversity is due to the fact that Mel Roberson is very versatile in music. One of her favorite bands in the entire world is the band Chicago, who Mr. Pankow, the trombone player, we went to the same university, actually, of course, at different times. So I'm gonna go Chicago. Does anybody really know what time it is?
All right, nice. Good choices.
Okay.
Song number 3. Now, in this, I had a very, very hard time in selecting my 3rd and final song. Right? I'm going to go back to my college days in the 90s when I was working in the office. Since I had a solo male artist, I had a group artist. I got to give a shout out to the female. I am going to go to Alanis Morissette. All I want to do is have some fun. That is my 3rd song.
Okay.
No, actually, that's not Alanis Morissette. That's Sheryl Crow.
That's Sheryl Crow, yeah.
That's Sheryl Crow, yes.
Yeah.
Those are my 3 songs. And Yatu, you can go second because Shawn needs more time, sir. Go ahead, and Yatu.
Shawn gone to his refrigerator right now looking for something.
That's good. That's good.
3 songs, and Yatu.
My first song is Phil Collins.
Ooh.
In the
Which
air
song?
night.
In the air tonight.
Watching Miami Vice, looking up to Philip Michael Thomas and
that's a good choice. That's a good choice, and y'all.
Don Johnson on Miami Vice. So
okay.
Sir. And then one of my favorite movies that deals with relationship and marriage dynamics is I Think I Love My Wife, starred and produced by Chris Rock. And that's a lot of times how I pick up new music is when I'm not really listening for music. I'm just watching a movie and I catch it.
Did you catch that title, Mel? What was it?
Yeah, but... And so I'm gonna choose Portishead, Glory Box. Portishead, Glory Box.
What was number 2, Nyatu?
Portishead, Glory Box.
No, that was number 3.
Yeah,
what was number 2?
And final song.
Oh, okay. Number 2, Shawn.
Is Phoebe Killdeer and the Short Straws. Number 2 is Portishead, Glory Box. I'm gonna put y'all up on some new dope music.
All right, and we gonna
the third song
we
is
gonna
Phoebe
get
Killdeer and the Short Straws, the Fade Out Line. Got that from a movie
the
too.
Fade Out Line.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, text all 3 of those to Shawn just to make sure I got them all right. All right, Sons of Blood and Thunder, you up, bro?
All right, I'm gonna go.
All right,
I'm gonna hit Chip with some old school stuff. I'm gonna go with the Doobie Brothers, What a Fool.
Oh
man,
nice.
That's a nice call. That's a nice call.
Yeah, you know.
What a Fool Believes.
Yeah, What a Fool Believes.
Okay.
We gonna hit you with Hotel California by the Eagles.
Ooh, good choice. Good choice.
And then we're gonna bring it up to a little current time, which is
Eminem.
No.
Lose yourself.
Then that would be a good one. But we're gonna do 7 Years by what's that dude's name? Is it Lucas Graham? Let me see here. Yep.
Look it up. Look it up and get it to me because we are running out of time. Glenn, it's on you, bro.
Lucas Graham.
Right.
I'm putting in the chat.
I'm gonna go with Hall Notes. I can't go for that.
Woo, good one.
I'm gonna slow it down and give me Richard Marx, Right Here Waiting.
Hold
and then I'm gonna go back to
hold on.
All right.
Marx.
Yep,
Right Here
MAR.
Waiting.
Yep. And then I was struggling, like the rocker side of me wants to go with Nirvana, Come As You Are, or Depeche Mode, Policy of Truth. So I'm debating on that because I like them both. But then the soulful side of me wants to go with Ambrosia, The Biggest Part of Me.
Okay.
So what's it gonna be?
Yeah, pick one, bro.
Biggest Part of Me, Ambrosia, Biggest Part of Me.
Good call.
Classic song. And I could have gone with Toto, Georgie Porgy.
But you didn't.
Eric
But you didn't.
But you didn't.
Okay, that's fine.
I just gave Shawn one though. I was helping you out, Shawn.
Come on, Mason. Mason, you done had all the time in the world.
Hey, Noob, I appreciate you calling for me, picking me last. My first one's gonna be I gotta go with one of my all-time on my refrigerator. On my Frigidator.
I knew it. I knew he went to the refrigerator.
Bruce Hornsby in the Rains, that's just the way it is. I gotta do that.
That's just the way it is.
Man, that song is timeless, baby.
It is.
It'll hit whenever.
So you mean Tupac's song was another song before that?
My second, man, I'm gonna go with some JT. I'm gonna go with some Justin Timberlake, man. I'm gonna do some Push Your Love Girl.
Okay.
My third one, man, I'm battling. I'm trying to do some all the notes. But I think I'm gonna hit you with some AWP. If I Ever Lose This Heaven.
Good call.
All right.
Okay. I'm a little average white band. If I Ever Lose This Heaven.
Oh, as he pours another.
You had to have had the album for that one. That was
Yes,
that wasn't well circulated.
Yeah, that's a B-side, baby. That's a B-side.
Yeah. All All right, who do we need to thank? What do we need to do?
Is that all of us? Oh, okay. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate you saving me for last, good noob. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for checking in with the guys. This was a great show. And y'all too, I know you had some difficulties, man, but you always have great input. Your presence is always powerful. And I just love the bricks behind you, brother. You can bring the bricks and the orange chicken.
That's all right. That's all right.
Times, there'll be other times. My man Kobe, man, you always a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you, man. I always appreciate you being here. And from the fellas, the Three Stooges, I guess Mel would have to be Mo because he smacks the other two around more than anybody else. He would have to be Mo. But we appreciate y'all, man. We hope you shared it, and we hope you come hang out with us next Saturday. And until then, man, thanks to 220. I'm losing my G. What is it, Glenn? Tell me.
Heroes Productions.
Heroes Productions. Just say Heroes Productions.
Right, and NBC. Right. Y'all know who to thank. Y'all know how we get down. We'll see you next week.
Just thank me. It was all about me.
Hang out after we check out, fellas. Hang out, Kobe and Yatu. We'll see y'all next week.
All right.
Peace.
Yo to the noobs.
Camped out at home for COVID? Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free at Indie TV.